Hi there. My name is Eliza Angarano, and I am the career counselor for the College of Social Work. So I'm very sorry that I couldn't be there with you today in person. I have a bit of a cold. I don't normally talk like I've just inhaled helium, but hopefully you'll be able to understand me and at least get to see my face. Welcome to all of you that are starting with us. We're really excited to have you here at SLU. And today I'm going to go over career services and professionalism. So let's get started. So an overview of our services. First up, my office is in Griesbach Hall on North Campus. And we're in Suite 130. Career Services is an awesome space, so please come by and see me. But here's just an overview of what we do there. So career counseling and assessments, resume cover letter development, reviews. I can help with job and internship search. I can also help you build your LinkedIn profile. We do career-related courses. We have lots of online resources that I'll go over. We have really cool career events, including career fairs and workshops, things like that. We also do mock interviews. I kind of love mock interviews, so we'll talk about that a little later. And then all of our services are available to you for free as an alumni of SLU. So that's actually a really big perk. A lot of universities charge once you're out of school. So we do not. That's free. So let's talk about career counseling. So that is career services is for all students, undergraduate students, graduate students, alumni. For a career counseling appointment, that's one-on-one and it's individualized to what you need. And we can assist in developing self-awareness, tools to explore majors and careers. And sometimes that includes assessments. So we can administer the MBTI or the Myers-Briggs, as well as the STRONG or the SSI. So you might have heard of the Myers-Briggs before. It's based solely on your personality. And after we get those results, we compare that to work. So how does this typical type approach work and learning? The SSI or the STRONG, that's based solely on your interests. So you're asked a series of questions that people happy in their occupations are asked, and then we compare those two, okay? So it's really kind of helpful in getting a focus on your learning and your industry or your job after university. We can also support with internship or job search process. If you want to do a gap year or year of service, we can help with that. And then discussing graduate school options as well. We do document reviews, so that can be in a one-on-one appointment with me. I can provide personalized feedback and support with content, formatting, spelling, grammar for resumes and CVs and for cover letters. So you can make an appointment with me and you can do that through EAB, which is in your MySLU. But we do have drop-in hours Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. And those drop-in hours are manned by our career ambassadors, which are students that have been trained to help with those documents and to review those documents. Or you can upload your document to Handshake. We'll talk a little bit more about that resource in a bit, but the career services staff or the student staff, someone from our office will review your document and provide feedback on it. So with job and internship search, we can really develop specific strategies for you. So when you come to me, I'll ask you lots of questions about what it is you're looking for, what area of work you want to be in, because it is kind of different depending on what your major and your focus is. We do also have our job database, which is Handshake. So I can show you how to use that, how to search, how to filter, how to get the best reviews. And then we can help with LinkedIn profiles. I can review your profile. I can show you how to search using specific terms on LinkedIn, and just really get you started on how to find those opportunities. We also have networking events here through Career Services, but we can talk about that too. How do we network on LinkedIn? How do we network in person? I can talk and help you develop those strategies too. There's always additional online resources that can be specific to your major and your industry, and professional organizations as well. And so we can talk about those too. Some of our online resources. So I mentioned Handshake earlier. That is a database for all of our, all the jobs, internships that our employers, not only here in St. Louis, but around the country, all of those that are posted to that site. So the great thing about Handshake for students is that it is specific to students. So employers know they are reaching current students, those that are about to graduate, or those that have recently graduated. And so, they really want to market their opportunities to you all. Big Interview is our online interview application. It is found in Handshake, and it's a great resource to help you practice interviewing. It can develop your skills, through answer builders. You can take, pre-made interviews. It'll provide feedback for you. And sometimes your faculty or staff, they can create an interview or have me create an interview for an assignment to help you practice. It's a really neat resource. InnerStride is for our international students, or for those students that are hoping to study or live in another country and work in another country. InnerStride is really great for our international students to develop sort of a LinkedIn type profile, but to connect with other international students, to view opportunities for employers that are friendly to F1 students, as well as to those that would hope to have an H-1B eventually. Going Global is a similar resource. So both of these, the InnerStride and the Going Global, can be found on our website. That's the Career Services website. And that's in the international student portion of the online resources. Going Global is another great resource for searching for jobs and internships in other countries. There's specific career guides in both of those that'll tell you about, that type of living situation and visa status in those particular countries. Focus 2 is another really great assessment, but it's one that you can do on your own. It's also found in our online resources page on our website, and it helps you to explore, your values for work, the things that you really must have from an occupation or something that you're studying, but you can play around with the results and you'll get different results of occupations that might really work for you. And you can do that all on your own. All you need with that is the password, which is Billikens, and you'll need to register with your SLU email address. We also have Career Spots and Vault, or Firsthand. So Career Spots are also found on Handshake in our resources page. Vault is found there, but it's also in your MySLU now. So it's called Firsthand. I think it's abbreviated FH in your MySLU. And that is everything you've ever wanted to know about a specific job or career. Education, expected salary, trajectory for that growth within that occupation. So lots of information there. And then we also have a virtual presentation library, which is found on the resources page in Handshake as well. And that's kind of recorded presentations that our career services staff have done over the years to provide information on things like writing a resume and a cover letter, or interviewing tips, etc. We do have lots of events throughout the semester and school year. Those can all be found on Handshake under your events tab. We have 2 career expos or career fairs, one in the fall and one in the spring. We also have virtual career fairs as well, and those are for all majors. So they would include things for social work as well. Lots of networking events, workshops on career-related topics. We do have on-campus interviews and recruiting specific to our space. So we have organizations that come in sometimes and they'll schedule interviews with our students so they don't have to leave campus. And then we have an on-campus job fair. Keep your eyes open for that. I believe that's August 30th or 31st this semester. So please look out for that. That'll be in our career services space in Griesbach Hall as well. And those are jobs that, on campus that different departments are seeking to fill. Mock interviews. So as I said before, I really love mock interviews. It's a chance to help you really enhance your interviewing skills and provide individual feedback. So we can do those in person, over the phone, or Zoom, Skype, etc. But I really like those. So if you make a mock interview appointment with me, if you send me the job description, I'll look through that job description and I'll try to write specific questions that I think the interviewer will ask. And so then we can practice and I can give you feedback. Again, there's that big interview application, which is video interviewing, and that can really help you build your skills on your own and at your own pace. So now that we've gone over our resources at Career Services, I wanted to talk a little bit about professionalism for you as students. So we're getting ready for the world of work. We're professional people now. We're at university. We're doing an undergraduate or a graduate degree. So here's some of the topics that we're going to look at. Why is professionalism important? Professional communication, social media, and professional dress. So first up, transitioning from a student to professional, right? So why are we talking about professionalism? Why do we care about that? Well, this is your image. This is how professors, classmates, supervisors, coworkers, your entire network, this is how they're going to see you and perceive your competence and your character. You are in control of your behavior. And so that professionalism starts now as students. The basics of professionalism really is respecting other people, recognizing the importance of other people's time, being on time for meetings, canceling appointments ahead of time if you cannot make them, and doing that as quickly as you possibly can. Paying attention in class, in meetings, in conferences or presentations. This is a great opportunity for you to learn and absorb. You might as well go to class. Follow through on your promises and those deadlines. So let people know if your goal or your project can't be met and inform them of the new timeline. Do not ignore problems and hope that they will go away, because they never will. I think we've all worked in a group or had a project where we've worked with other people and they just didn't hold up their end of the assignment. And that's super annoying. So don't be that person. Make everybody aware. Hey, I thought I'd get this finished by Tuesday, but I really don't think that I can. Would I be able to submit my portion of the project on Wednesday or Thursday, perhaps? Or reaching out for help. I need help with this. I can't really finish it on time. Is there any way someone could help me with this? And giving your other group members or your classmates some notice about that. Take responsibility for your behavior, both your successes and your failures. How can you improve in the future and make changes so that, a mistake or a failure doesn't happen again? And then how can you own those successes? So what did you do super well on this particular project or test? Then let's repeat that behavior. Just a note on emails. So check your emails. I know that it's kind of a different way of communicating, but this is how your professors will communicate with you. Your staff, your faculty, anyone in your department is going to email. So pick a time every day to check it. Maybe just set a time in the afternoon or the evening, whatever that is, after you get done with class and commitments, and look through your emails. Respond to those emails. Try to do that within 24 to 48 hours because you don't want to miss out on opportunities. You also don't want to miss out on any kind of communication or update. If a faculty person is going to send an email out to extend a deadline, and here you've worked super hard to meet the previous deadline and you didn't need to, only because you didn't check your email. So make sure that you're doing that. Start this practice now. This is how future employers will communicate with you. This is how you're going to communicate with coworkers and your clients, whatever that is. Make sure that you get used to this. It may be kind of foreign to you, but this is really professionally how we contact one another, how we have proof about what we've said and asked for. And you really do need to respond. So a little more on professional communication. So every interaction that you have with someone is an opportunity to be professional or not. So think about that. What are some things you want to make sure, maybe double checking before you send emails? Do you need to CC everyone in this email, or can you send it to a specific person or people, and that's it? Doesn't need to go to a whole group. Make sure you're looking at that sender line, right? Make sure that you have an appropriate subject line. Hey is not appropriate. No subject line, not appropriate. When someone is reading through their emails and they get a communication and it doesn't have a subject, that's not telling them what you need, right? This is kind of information that's pretty basic. A salutation and language that have professional tone, so no slang. I get emails from students that don't greet me at all. It's just, I need this, 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 and this. And that's not how we ask for something, and that's not how we communicate with other people, okay? So at the very least, hello, hi, dear, that is a salutation. And then we're gonna talk about what we need in the email. We're gonna sign that at the end as best we can to communicate who we are, okay? And then make sure you have the correct attachments. I often find a mistake that I make is that I won't attach something that I need to do. Trying to work quickly, I don't attach what I need to attach. And so we've got to make sure that we do that too. If you see my example here, this crazy little email, this actually happened to a person. So the email says, "Hi, Kelly, I found your ad at the Career Center the other day. I was wondering if the position was still available and if you could give me some information about it. I've attached my resume and a cover letter for your consideration. Regards, Vanessa." But Vanessa actually accidentally attached a crazy picture of Nicolas Cage. So please be careful with what you are attaching. I'm not saying it would be Nicolas Cage, but what if it's not the right version of your resume or your cover letter, right? So just double check those things before you send it out. Another thing that we want to be sure of is we want to use a professional email address. SLU works great, but I Heart Unicorns 99, not professional. If you can get an email address that's your first last name or some version of that, that's what we want to go with, because then when I'm searching for you, I can find you very easily. You also want to make sure that your voicemail greeting is set up. So perhaps I have a number, but I'm not really sure, when I leave a voicemail, if that's the correct one. The way that I would know that is if you said you've reached Eliza Angarano, I'm sorry, I can't take your phone call right now. Please leave me a message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Okay, some version of that. Let people know who they're calling, because what if you miss out on a message or an opportunity if you don't have that set? Reread your email before you send it. So we talked about that. And then start doing this now. Your professors and current employers, they're going to be your references once you're done. So make a great impression on them. It's really not too hard to do. Here's an example of an email. Okay, so these are from the email files, right? This is to science women at Mystery EDU, okay, from sillyname@yahoo.com. Subject, hey, not a good subject. Can you tell me how to do number 4 in the problem set? I know you went over it in class, but I had a very long week, LOL. Tests, ha ha ha. And I lost my notes. Please help, Stu. Okay, there's a myriad of things wrong with this. But we talked about subject, we talked about having a professional looking email address, and then there's absolutely no punctuation in this thing. It's kind of making me cringe, just look at it. So let's look at something more professional. Now we have to science women at mysteryschool.edu from stu.student at slu.edu. Subject line, biochemistry 1, assignment number 3 question. That is perfectly specific. Now I can look through my emails and say, oh, my student has a question about our assignment. I'm going to open this up. Okay. Professor Science. Oh, we've got a greeting. Wonderful. I am having trouble understanding problem number 4 on our homework assignment. My notes are no help, and I'd like to get my assignment done as soon as possible. Do you have any other resources that I could access to help me with the problem? Could I come by your office sometime for a quick meeting to go over the problem? Thank you for your time. Stu Student also has the students section of biochemistry. What a helpful email. Perfectly acceptable, nice greeting. We're using sentences and capitalization. We're telling that person exactly what we need so that they can provide the help that we need. And we've thanked them. So your professors, your department folks, your staff, they're busy. And we need to be kind and respectful of their time as well. And that's going to help us to get what we need. Okay. So what about social media? Okay, so clean it up. Now as a college student or graduate student, you want to make sure that what kind of image that's out there is appropriate for you, okay? Google yourself and see what comes up. You can absolutely keep your sites private. Do you want Instagram private? Perfect, make it private. What kinds of sites do you want to have public? Handshake's a really good one. You can create a profile in there. As I said, it's similar to LinkedIn, but it's for students. And then LinkedIn, I would also start a profile now so that you can start connecting with people in a professional way. You can connect with your faculty and department folks, your fellow students, and you can maintain those connections throughout your time at university and utilize those connections later on when you graduate. But absolutely, we want a presence online. We just want to control what people see, and we want those things to be professional. So if you're working in social work, say, and you want to get a practicum one day, what is that potential practicum site or employer going to see if they look in your social media? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about professional dress. Sorry for all of this. So if you're attending conferences or meetings, then you want to do business casual. That's just the way to go. You always want to make a good first impression. So we don't have to wear suits or something like that, but we want to look nice. We want to look like we, belong in a professional space. Okay. It doesn't have to be super, super dressy, but business casual is more than jeans usually. If you do jeans, it would be, a nice pair of jeans and, a shirt that you feel good about wearing. Okay. With interviews, I do suggest investing in a good interviewing outfit. And to me, that means a suit. You can find some really reasonable suits. You can also find some suits possibly, at resale shops or around. And it's just a really nice investment outfit for when you do get those interviews. Okay. So Even if the workplace is a little more casual, you should still dress conservatively and professionally for the interview, unless you're explicitly told not to do that. So you want to make that really great first impression. As students, sometimes when we first start out, we may feel a little too young or a little too inexperienced, perhaps, for that first job. And so make yourself feel and sort of live that professionalism, right? Look really good, look really put together for this opportunity. Watch your body language during the interview. Try not to slouch or fidget with your hair. I sometimes mess with my rings. And then you want to be mindful of your eye contact when you're talking to folks. I also recommend, a good handshake that's not ridiculously limp and weak, but is also not soul crushing and bone crushing, right? There's a nice in between where we're going to do a good firm handshake. We're going to make eye contact, and we're going to present ourselves very professionally. So just a reminder of where we are. I'm in Grazia Deck Hall. There is one day a week that I'm at the Salis Center, but you can reach us here at career_services@slu.edu. You can make appointments in EAB, Navigate, or you can call us. You also have access to me anytime with my email here. It's eliza.angarano@slu.edu. And so any questions you have, anything like that, I'm more than happy to help. And I'm really excited to have you all in this program and to be your career counselor. So welcome, enjoy the rest of your orientation, and thank you for listening.